We stop here a minute, and I'll make these a little bit longer.
I've never heard it so still out here.
Been like this ever since we left home.
Joe, do you think maybe we're going to have a storm or something?
I wouldn't say so.
But it's so quiet.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Why don't you fellows start on ahead? You go slow, and I'll catch up, huh?
Okay, let's get going.
What's the matter, Pete?
What is it?
I don't know. Hey, Joe! Seems to come from over there someplace.
Think we ought to go take a look and see what it is?
I think we better. Chub, you stay here and look after the stuff.
Are you kidding? I'm coming with you.
Okay, come on. Hey, there he is, right over there.
Hey, that's old Shing Wauk, isn't it?
Well, come on. Let's see what's the matter with him.
Shing Wauk, very old man.
Yeah, but what's he doing, Joe?
Sing that song.
You mean he's going to die?
No. Something happened here. He's very scared of it. Ask his medicine for protection.
Protection from what?
You stay here, I'll go take a look.
Oh, Yekina, oh, Mino Penlida, oh, Bina Koken, Mari, oh, Bina Koken, Mari, Unicef.
Boy, whatever it is, he sure doesn't like it.
Did you find out what was wrong, Joe?
Plenty wrong. Carcajou come.
What does that mean?
The trip's off, you'll just have to go right back home.
What?
I told you, carcajou. So now I stay here a while and you don't argue. Just go back home.
Okay, Joe, if you say so.
And when you get there, Pete, you go to ranger office and tell your brother. He probably knows already, but you just tell him.
Yes. Well, it's obviously heading straight down here for the settlement, so the least we can do is get the word around. Every farmer you can reach and tell them to pass it along, okay? Right.
What is it, George? Some kind of an animal?
Oh, yes. It's an animal, all right. Nice furry little fella. About so high, so long. Indians say it's half bear and half devil. We just call it a Wolverine.
A Wolverine isn't anything to worry about, is it?
Depends on how you make your living. If you're like Shing Wauk, your only source of income is what you can pick up from the fur trade. I'd say he was practically wiped out last night.
By Wolverines?
By one Wolverine.
But how?
I'll show you. All the way from here down to here. 25 or 30 miles of trap line ripped apart. Everything in the traps, living or dead, and no matter how big, torn to pieces and eaten. Even the steel traps taken away, buried, hung up in trees. And that's not taking into account anything else that may have happened last night. Hello? Yes? Well, tell them to forget it. We're going to be busy this week.
Look, I know exactly how you feel,
And
Gabby.
it's not a question of just being nervous, Chub. If you had seen what it did over at Maury's the other night, it was horrible.
Okay, so we'll take him home or something. Look, I'm gonna check. You stay here. Hey, they're not there.
You mean I was right?
I don't know. There's no blood or anything.
Hey, Chub, Gabby, the rabbits, they're gone. What?
The rabbits Joe Two Rivers gave us, they're gone.
No, they're not. They're up here. George Keeley had the same idea. He suggested we bring him inside and keep the doors locked.
But are they going to have enough room in there?
Look, it's better than leaving them outside, isn't it?
Hey, will you keep it down, please? All right, George, I got that. Anything else?
You know, if we're gonna leave them here, we gotta get that window fixed.
But we did. It's got glass in it now.
Yeah, but the catch is no good. All you gotta do is...
All right, will do. Over and out.
What's the story, Pete?
Well, George wants us to go up to the ranger office. Keep the phones covered for a while.
Well, what's going on?
They think maybe they finally got him cornered, up around Denby's.
Are you kidding?
So if you guys want to be helpful, let's go.
So now we try again tonight, I suppose.
Right.
I still don't see how he does it, frankly. Just a very smart animal, that's all. Oh, yes, but let's face it. All we ever find out there is something he's ripped to pieces, and then a lot of tracks all around leading no place. That's a little too smart for animals, George.
Now, don't you start that. I get enough of that from the Indians.
Well, I'm not entirely sure they don't know more about this creature than we do.
They do. And a lot of it could be useful, only they're not about to tell us, unfortunately. So you get some rest now. See you tonight.
Right.
Hi, Pete.
No luck, I take it?
No. Where are all your chums? Go off and desert you?
No, they went home to get their supper. Said they'd be back in a while. Want to take a look at your calls?
Thanks. Look, you'd better go and eat too, hadn't you?
I have already.
I see. Well, when the others get back, I'll give you a ride out to the fort, maybe. What's all this about Brannigan?
Well, he came in to see if you still want him to go out with you tonight, with his dogs.
Well, I guess we're going to have to, unfortunately. Is there some kind of problem?
Yeah, he said he wouldn't go. And neither would Mr. Martin, unless you got somebody to stand watch out at their farms tonight.
What? But they know I can't spare anybody.
Look, it's okay, George. I told them we'd do it.
What do you mean, you'll do it?
We've got it all worked out. Gabby and Mike at Brannigan's, and Chub and me at the Martin place.
But you've got a project on for staying out at the fort tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, but we decided that'd be kind of silly, really. We've got the rabbits up in the radio room, and they're locked up okay, so we might as well be useful someplace else.
Well, if you're willing to do it, I could sure use the men. And in fact, if you and Chub are going out to the Martin place,
Yeah?
you can do me a small additional favor. On your way there, stop off and pay a visit to somebody.
Well, sure. Who do you want us to see?
Joe Two Rivers, if you can find him.
You wait here, okay?
Right.
Hey, Joe, can I come in?
Come in.
Sorry to bother you, Joe, but,
You don't bother me. What's on your mind?
well, I got a message here for you. From my brother.
Thank you.
He said we should wait, in case there's any answer.
You came out here just for this? Or are you going someplace?
Well, we're on our way out to Martin's. We're gonna be on patrol out there tonight.
I see. Well, you better go. Be dark soon. Got a storm coming.
Well, what about George? Any reply?
Tell him no.
Well, all he wants to find out if you have any ideas how to catch this thing, Joe.
Yeah, well, you tell him. I don't think so fast as some people, maybe.
Well, you think as fast as a Wolverine.
Nobody thinks like him. When one is trying to track him down, he can suddenly jump sideways over a bush, and you lose a trail. Or he can jump suddenly up on a tree and go through the trees for 100 yards before he comes back down to the ground again. His claws and fur are like the bear. I've seen him stare at me from a distance. He would lift up his paw and shade the sun from his eyes. He has the soul of a devil. So the only idea I got about carcajou is to stay inside and keep the door locked. And nobody get hurt.
You mean you're like Shing Wauk? You're afraid of it too, Joe?
I told you what I say. Now you beat it, okay?
All right. If you say so, Joe.
So what did he say?
He wants no part of it.
What?
That's you, Joe?
Yep. It's me.
You bring bear claws?
You ask, I bring. Okay?
Tina, oh, fine Tina, me snea, You think this all superstition, maybe?
I just think you ought to go home. That's all.
Oh, no good. Too much company.
Look, they know you won't help hunt carcajou. I'm the one they keep asking.
You don't do it, okay?
You mean you don't think I could catch him?
Carcajou not animal. He devil. You not like settlement people. You mostly Indian, right?
So what do you want me to do?
Sit down. We make big medicine like old days.
Now we just wait?
Right. If he's not back by 1, we call the ranger office.
It's gonna be a long night.
Just don't think about it, okay?
Okay.
You get tired, maybe?
No. No, I was just wondering.
Wondering what?
A lot of people hunt him tonight. Where does he go? What does he do? Go out and steal food anyway, I suppose.
He not steal tonight. Big wind come up. Big storm. He kill something. Little thing in cage, maybe.
You really know how he thinks, huh?
What he like is something with no place to run. like Indian nowadays. And tonight he make big wicked plan for tomorrow. And nobody catch him because my eye's not good enough anymore.
So then why you make me sit here, huh? My eye's still pretty good, you know.
Like I told you, first we make big medicine.
But how long does it take?
When it's finished, you will know. I hope.
So then we'll just lock up and go to sleep. Come home in the morning. Okay. Good night.
In other words, he got away again, right?
Not a trace. And on top of that, Martin's car broke down and he's staying over at Brannigan's.
You were stuck out here, alone?
That's right.
Oh, well, I guess it's more solid than that Ford of ours would be on a night like this.
Well, we might as well turn in and try and get some sleep.
I'll tell you, the way it was blowing around last night was really scary all by ourselves.
But at least you fellas had some excitement. With Brannigan's, nothing happened at all. Look, Chub, you take the stuff on up. I'll go get some food for the rabbits.
Right. Hey, Pete, Mike, anybody home?
Pete, just leave it alone until we get some more water, okay?
Yeah, but I think we ought to try and...
Hey, what's going on up there?
Look, just stay down there, will you?
What's the matter?
Let's just say you were right. We should have fixed that window.
Fred, I know all about poison bait. We tried that the other night. He dragged it 3 miles through the woods over to Len Magruder's dog kennels and... Look, I agree with you. That kind of thing doesn't seem possible. But what are you going to do? That's what we're up against. Okay. Fine. If I do, I'll call you. Peter.
Yeah?
All I can say is I'm sorry, fella.
And what good does that do, if any?
Not very much, probably. May I make a suggestion?
What?
I think you ought to try and get some sleep now, okay?
Yeah. Maybe you're right. If there's any way to stop him, George, you'd sure better find it.
Bob, call Charlie and see if he wants to go for a little ride with me, will you?
You want me to come with you?
Nope. Just wish me luck, okay?
Joe, are you in there?
Sure. Come on in. Hello, George. You know Shing Wauk, I think.
Certainly. Good evening, Shing Wauk.
You still try to kill Evil One?
Don't you think we'd better? If we don't, you aren't going to be able to get much trapping done this winter. Or doesn't that bother you?
We no starve. I make big medicine. He go away, maybe.
Yes, maybe. But in the meantime, he's still here and still very busy. Like last night, for example. You know those rabbits you gave the kids for pets?
Sure.
Sneaked into the fort, killed all 9 of them. When the kids got there in the morning, well, let's just say it was pretty horrible.
So why you don't catch him, George?
Because I don't know how, frankly. And because the best hunter, best animal tracker in the district won't even help me.
You mean you don't think this works, probably?
No, I don't think so. And what's more, I don't think you believe in it any more than I do.
So what do you have in mind?
I've got more than 20 men ready to come out with me tonight. I want you to come and take charge, okay?
Well, I think that's a bad plan, George.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Too many people make too much noise.
All right, you've got a better idea. You name it, we'll try it, believe me.
Well, I think you'd be smart. All stay home tonight.
You mean just go to bed? Forget it?
Look, you asked me to help, no? So fine. You go home. We stay here, make little experiments. If it don't work, I come in tomorrow. We try it your way. Okay?
And that's a promise, Joe?
That's a promise.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Joe.
How'd it go? Is he going to help?
I don't know, frankly.
So now what?
Let's go home.
You go someplace?
Should get pretty dark outside. I think I'll take a little walk.
You make a big promise. Hard to keep, maybe.
I don't think so. He like everything else. He go this way, he go that way. But if you wait long enough, you make pattern, no? And if you work over at the fort last night, I think maybe you better lend me this, huh?
I told you no fight carcajou.
You mean I'll have to go home and get my own?
My eyesight not so good. Easy to steal from me.
So now we see if medicine's finished, okay?
If you wrong, he kill you.
Hey, you fellas!
Oh, hi, Joe.
Come here, please. You better tell George to come get this thing.
Well, what is it, Joe? Some kind of a...
You mean that's him?
Yeah, it's him.
Gee, I thought it'd be bigger than that.
And more fierce looking somehow.
So now, tell George to come pick him up and have him give the pelt and bounty to Shing Wauk, okay?
Aren't you gonna stay around for a while?
Look, I got a job to do.
Well, yeah, but George is going to want to see you, and thank you, Joe.
Yeah, well, you tell him I've gone to get you some more rabbits.